Okay, this is a new subject for you guys. It is adding fractions that contain variables. Now, what you want to do, what I like to do is this, okay? I make a fraction over here. This is going to be where I put my answer. Now, some of you are like, would you do A, B, C, D? No, you can't. That's how you solve with an equals. You're not going to solve, it's not an equation. You don't solve the equation. You have to add it into its simplest form. And this is kind of a pain in the butt. So what I do is I have two fractions that I'm adding, okay? I make two kind of longer lines. And I'm going to put each expression in a parentheses here. And then I'm just going to simply drop everything down on the front. Now, my job is to get the bottoms so they have the same thing. They have to have the exact same thing. Okay, here's how I accomplish that. Remember, I'm adding. Remember middle school, you always had to get a common denominator? Well, that's what I'm trying to accomplish here. And these actually ain't that hard. These are, in Algebra 2, we do a lot more harder ones, okay? Now, I have the expression k plus 5 on the bottom here. Do I have k plus 5 on the bottom here? You got a k, but it's not k plus 5. It's just regular k. K has no operation. So what you need to do, and you can't just put a plus 5 there. That's not going to be allowed. K plus 5. So I'm going to put a parentheses k plus 5 there. And if I put it as a factor on top, that's times, I need to put it as a factor. A bottom, you got to put it as a factor on top. Okay? What you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top to keep the fraction equivalent. Okay, now compare your bottoms. Well, now they both have k plus 5. Now, what's this one missing? He's missing just a regular k. So I times by regular k, and what I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top. Now they have the exact same thing. I now have my common denominator. So what I do is just circle one of the denominators, doesn't matter which one, and that's our common denominator. I put that in the answer. Parentheses k plus 5 times k. Now here's how you figure out the top. Okay, you need to multiply 5 to k and 5 to 5. Well, 5 times k is 5k plus 25. Now over here we need to multiply k to k. Well, k times k is k to the second. Put a 1 in front of it. And then you also got to multiply 3 times k, which is 3k. Now on your answer, you just about have it. You just got to put like terms together. So k to the second's the highest, so 1k to the second. Now I'm looking for k, so that would be 5 plus 3, which is 8, and then constant 25. Okay, now that's your answer. Okay, now my next problem, same idea. If I have to add fractions, I make a fraction here for my final answer. So now I'm going to parenthesize each expression on each side of every fraction. I make longer fractions because I got to change these. So I just drop everything down. Now obviously our denominators are not the same. This has the expression x plus 6. I do not have the expression x plus. You can't just plus 6 and say they're the same. No. Okay? So you get x plus 6, so you need to put an x plus 6 factor there. You also need to put an x plus 6 factor here. Now, they're about the same, but I have this x factor here, so I need to multiply by an x factor, and then the top's multiplied by an x factor. Okay, now I have a common denominator, so I just circle one of the denominators, and that's parentheses x plus 6 times x. Now I need to simplify the top. I distribute 3 to x, 3x. I distribute 3 to 6, which is 18, And then over here I distribute x to x, which is x to the second. I'm going to put a 1 so I know its coefficient. Then 4 to x is 4x. So you got 1x to the second. You collect your x's, 3 to 4 is 7. And then non-x's is 18. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, now the next thing, same idea. All these are pretty much cookie cutter then from here on out. Okay, again, you can't add fractions in algebra without a common denominator. So I like to, again, parenthesize each one. And then just drop everything down. Because every parenthesis represents a factor. Now, look over here, you got the factor y plus 7. Again, you can't add 7. You don't do that with fractions. Fractions have to be multiplied, okay? So you're going to multiply by the whole expression y plus 7. Now, they're about the same, but now this will need a factor of just a singular y. Okay, all right, so you've got y times y plus 7. And then you have to simplify the top. You actually got to find top products. Bottoms you don't need to. You don't combine the bottoms. Once the bottoms are the same, they stay the same. So this is 5y plus 35. And then the other one, y times y is y to the second plus 1y to the second. Plus 3y. So we got 1y to the second, and 3 plus 5 is 8y plus 35. Okay, the next one. And now some people may have you multiply the denominator to just be y to the second plus 7y. I don't need you to do that. And also in this class we're going to be factoring this top using GCFT, but not here. Okay, so adding fractions in algebra with variables. You got your 3, you got your x, and I don't really care about the tops, I just need the bottoms to be the same. So what does that have on the bottom? That has an x plus 3, so I need to add multiply by a factor of x plus 3 here, and multiply by x plus 3 here. Okay. Then I have this x factor, so I'm going to need to multiply by just an x factor and an x factor. So now I have my common denominator, so I just circle that, x plus 3 times x. Okay, then here we distribute 3 to x, 3x, and 3 to 3, which is 9, then keep adding. Now you distribute x to x, which is x squared, be 1x squared, and then x to 4, which is 4x. Okay, now we got x squared as the high man, plus 7x plus 9, okay? Boom.